Okay, so first I just sectioned out the hair into three different little sections, and I basically just worked on a section at a time. That way I didn't have to try and brush through the entire wig all at once. I could just work on a little section of hair at a time, and it made it so much easier, so I would recommend that. Next thing I did was I just backcombed the bangs. And that's what you're seeing here. I'm just backcombing them like crazy. Lots and lots of backcombing, and it's going to end up looking good in the end. And here's what it looks like close up. I know, again, it looks ridiculous, but don't worry, it's not. I'm gonna comb it out a little bit, and it's not gonna look this crazy, I promise. Just watch till the next clip. Now, instead of swooping the hair forward, I'm actually brushing it back away from my forehead, and this is going to prevent it from casting weird shadows on my face. I am going to add a little swoop near the temple, so it will still have the same effect, and it will just look better in photos. Then I'll spray it with hairspray to lock it in place. Once I got the style I was going for, I took two bobby pins and stuck them into the front of the styrofoam head to keep the bangs from falling forward, and then I used ribbons and clips to create that swoosh that you are seeing, and then I hairsprayed it into place. I also took a hairdryer on a low setting and just gently heated the hair to help it hold the style even better. Hey guys, so I ended up forgetting to film how I did that little Dutch lace braid right at the top of the wig. So I'm just going to show you how I did that right now. The best I can. You can always look up tutorials on how to do this properly, but I'm just going to try and show you. A Dutch braid, if you don't know what that is, it's basically like a French braid, only backwards, I guess. So in a regular French braid, or like a regular braid, you take the right strand, fold it over the center strand, then the left strand over the center strand, right strand over the center strand, left strand over the center strand, back and forth like that. But for a Dutch braid, I could be wrong. I could be calling this the wrong thing. I think it's called a Dutch braid. So instead of taking the right and folding it over the center, you're going to take the center and bring it over the right strand, and then the center over the left strand, center over the right strand. To create the lace bit, you're going to add a little bit of hair only to one side. And I'm just adding this to the left strand, folding it over, folding the right strand under, and then I'm going to add some more hair to the left side, folding it under, and then I'm going to just come back and pull out that extra hair that I added, and that's what creates the little lace look, like that. I really hope that made sense. This is what it ended up looking like after I was finished, and then I just hairsprayed it and pinned it up so that it wouldn't fall or lose its shape. If you notice how they style Rapunzel's hair in the parks, she kind of has this crisscross pattern of hair. They're just kind of in sections, and they use that to hide the wefts, or at least that's what I'm trying to do. So you can kind of see what I'm doing. I'm just crisscrossing it, yeah, to hide the wefts. Next, I divided the hair into three separate sections and just braided the right and left side all the way down, leaving the middle section loose. As you can see, I am gently tugging the hair near the chin area just to loosen and create fullness, because I'm going to end up using this part of the braid to hide my natural hair. And that's what it should end up looking like. I really wanted the base of these braids to be super thick and full, so I'm just tugging them a little bit more. And then I'm going to take the two braids and I'm going to fold them, or tie them in a knot, sort of. Next, I'm taking these blonde bobby pins and I'm just pinning the braids together so they don't fall. And if you notice, it's starting to look a little bit like the style she has in the Disney parks. Now I'm taking an elastic band and adding it to the braid near the base of the neck and then undoing the lower part of the braid. So now you can get a better, oh, there's my mom. There's the elastic band and the loose hair. Now I'm going to do the exact same thing on the other side, except for I'm going to add my elastic band a few inches lower down the braid because I'm going to end up wrapping this braid around the middle section. You'll see what I mean in just a minute. I'm going to show you. So I'm just going to wrap it underneath like that. Okay, so now you have two options. You can either skip adding the little elastic band and just go ahead and add your braid into your main Rapunzel braid as I am showing here. That is not what I'm going to do. So I wanted my wig to look a bit more Parks accurate, so I decided to undo the lower part of the braid all the way up to the elastic band. Then I used the pick that's on the opposite side of my back comb, and I just used that to fill in those little gaps that you can see. Also pulling the hair just to add more volume and make more room so I can fit all my hair under this wig. Okay, so now we're going to be doing something with that middle section of loose hair that we have not yet touched. If you look at Rapunzel's braid, she has little braids weaved through her main braid. How many times can I say braid? So I'm going to be taking a section of hair out of our middle section of hair and braid that all the way down. I hope that made sense. You can see what I'm doing. After I finally got this hair separated from my middle section, I just took a comb and brushed through it to make sure it was nice and smooth and ready to be braided. Now, I cannot stress this enough, be super patient while you're braiding, because if you don't take time to make sure you're constantly checking the bottom of the hair, it's easily tangled. Ha, pun intended. But yeah, while you're creating your braid at the top, if you look down, it'll start creating another braid at the bottom, at the lower bit of the hair, I guess. You'll know what I mean when you're styling this yourself. But yeah, just be super patient with it and make sure you pull each strand away and make sure that everything is nice and yeah. Here's a better representation of what I was trying to say. Every time I fold the hair over, I'm running my fingers through each strand to make sure they're not getting tangled at the bottom. And now you are finally ready to create the main braid. So I'm just taking that little tiny braid that we just created and adding it to the left section of hair on the outside, making sure that it's visible. And I'm just going to braid this all the way down. And just be aware of your small braid, making sure that it's always in the front and visible. And once you are finished with the braid, go ahead and add an elastic. You can add a clear elastic. I used a dark one just because I didn't really care what it looked like, because I will be taking extra hair and wrapping it around to hide the elastic. Now I'm just pancaking the braid to make sure it's thick and full, just like Rapunzel's actual hair. This part is super important. I'm just combing through the loose hair and spraying it with a mixture of conditioner and water just to soften it. And this is the part that the kids are going to be touching, and you don't want it to feel all frizzy and gross. Now I'm taking a flat iron and running it through the hair to lessen the frizziness. Now I wanted to hide that elastic band, so I'm just taking a section of hair and wrapping it around it. You can also hide it with flowers if you want. And this is what your wig should end up looking like. By now your bangs will have completely cooled, should have completely cooled, and you can go ahead and take out anything that you are using to keep your style intact. Now it's time for the best part. Go ahead and just load your wig with as many flowers as you want. This is my favorite part of the wig. You can use these flowers to hide any little mistakes that you've made, parts of the wig that you don't really like, and it just looks gorgeous. And you're done. You are finally ready to leave your tower, go live your dream, and have the best day ever. Woohoo! That was so cheesy. Oh my gosh, but I'm gonna leave that in there. If you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe. Also, comment below if you found this video helpful and if you have any other tips and tricks to share with your friends. And yeah. You guys can also request videos in the comments or on Instagram. My Instagram is who's and whatnot. I post lots of princess pictures there. Most likely I'll be posting a photo soon in this wig. And also, if you use this tutorial to style your wig, I would love to see, so please, please, please tag me in the photo. And thank you so much for watching. Have a magical day.